This video has been funded in part by the Guild via Patreon. Check out the links in the description or at the end of this video for more details.
Hello everyone, how's it going? My name is Chris Gildart and welcome back to another Pros vs. Cons review. It is finally Musou May 2020 and this year's theme is Warriors Orochi. Now, I said it once that I would never review any of these games ever because I would feel like I'm repeating myself after all of the Warriors reviews that I've done in the past. But you guys asked for it, so I hope you're happy. Warriors Orochi became an instant fan favorite of the community, bringing together the greatest of the three kingdoms of China and the warring states of Japan. We get every character from Dynasty Warriors 5 and every character from Samurai Warriors 2. All of the characters retain their moveset from their respective games with some minor additions. But this might be getting into some points that I want to make for this game. I said in my comparison of Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors that Warriors Orochi was my favorite. I still love going to the Orochi series for its variety of characters and immense replay value. So does the first one check all of the boxes of a good Orochi title? Well, let's find out with the first Pro. Warriors Orochi was meant to be a goodbye letter to the 6th generation of consoles. Koei said this would be the last Warriors title to be released on the PS2, and that it wouldn't come out on any other consoles. They then proceeded to port it to PSP and 360 and created a whole series around it. Not only that, Dynasty Warriors 6 as well as the sequel came out on the PS2 a year later. Honestly, all of the ports are great, and the main reason I wanted to mention the ports in the first Pro is because I wanted to play the game in HD. I also played the hell out of the PSP port when I was younger. Psst, don't tell my mom, but I brought this to school and played it on my lunch breaks. But the port that I played the most was the 360. I loved having the better graphics and utilizing the camera control for the first time with Dynasty Warriors 5 character models. I even bought the game off the PS3 store to see how it compared, and not even close. The PS3 still outputs the interlaced footage, which means it looks a little blurry even with the smoothing filter on. The smoothing filter does make it look a little bit better than the original hardware, but it's still not progressive, and it's definitely not HD. My friends and I played the hell out of this version, which is why I have 100% of the achievements. I used to have all the characters at max level, but I deleted my file thinking I've done everything and I will never play this game again. God damn it, past Chris, you just created more work for me. But I'm kind of okay with it because I can re-experience this game using the HD port. Con! With most games, even spin-offs, you get something new, and for the most part, this game doesn't bring much to the table. I know we get 2 new characters in Orochi and Daji, but other than that, there's not much. I feel like we should have had more characters than just 2 bad guys and an entire army of the same officer and troop character models. There's not much that makes this army feel unique. We also really only got 1 new stage. All of the other stages are either straight ripped from Dynasty Warriors 5 or Samurai Warriors 2, or they're mashups between the 2 stages from both games. I do enjoy the mashup stages, but with only 1 new original stage, it doesn't feel like they're doing much to make this game stand out from the pack. We've already seen these stages in HD thanks to Samurai Warriors 2 and Dynasty Warriors 5 Empires coming to the 360 as well. I wish there was more new in this game. New characters and stages would be nice, but some things that I could suggest as ways of making this entry feel more unique is to give characters new outfits that suit the new world. Try mixing the armor fashions of China and Japan. I'd really like to see something like that. It'd really flex the creativity of the team. Another thing is that the final weapons of every character is the same as their respective games. It'd be cool to see new secret weapons for all of these characters. Again, this could be something like Guan Yu using a Naginata instead of his usual blue dragon. Maybe Yukimura could use a Chinese-inspired spear similar to the style that Ma Chao and Zhao Yun uses. I feel like there's a lot of missed opportunities to mix and mingle the various styles from the different eras present in this game. I'd love to see Zhou Tai don a full samurai outfit, or Okuni wearing a traditional Chinese dancer's dress. There's just a lot they could have done with the materials they had, and all they did was pit these characters against each other rather than try to mix the cultures. Pro. One big thing I like about this game is its story and presentation of it. As an example of great presentation, let's look at the opening cinematic. This can usually give away a lot of story, but it actually serves as a bunch of fan service. It's not the greatest opening in Warriors history, but it doesn't show much of Orochi, which I think is a great choice. The first cutscene you see is actually even better as an intro. Again, you don't see much of Orochi. You only see his silhouette and his sickle as he commands his army to charge against the warriors of China and Japan. Also, the way that you see everyone lose against the Orochi army really gives us a glimpse of what we'll be up against. All factions and dynasties that try to take on this army are
instantly defeated. As we start each storyline, we see what those factions have been doing to attempt to come back from these defeats. As I play through each story, I find it really cool that all of this is going on at the same time. As an example, you might come up against the Wu army right after they've recruited Ranmaru as the Shu army, who narrowly escaped the clutches of Orochi and are in search of Liu Bei. You never play the same battle from different perspectives though. This means you get a more complete story if you play through every faction. I feel the team did a really great job to direct the story using the characters they were given. No one steps out of the personality we know from their respective games. I imagine that's a tough thing to do when you have a roster as large as this. Just the way that all the characters interact with each other is endearing and never breaks immersion. It's really cool to see people like Zhao Yun and Yukimura team up. They are the respective poster boys of their games, and they have very similar values. I just recommend playing through this game to really understand the impact this has on the experience. So this is going to be my biggest complaint about this game. I love the Warriors franchise for having some of the best replay value, unlocking secret characters and weapons, along with the various modes that give you that little bit of extra time to sink outside of the main story. Warriors games just usually have so much going for them to provide a value for that money and time you've invested into it. Warriors Orochi doesn't really do that. First of all, free mode is essentially useless. Once you've finished one of the stories, you can just play as any character in that story stage, and you can go back to previous stages whenever you want. So when you've completed all of the stories, free mode is just there. I never use free mode. The only point to using it is if you're playing the final stage of a faction story and you don't want to deal with the credits. You can't play on opposing sides or anything. You're literally just playing what you can play in the story mode. On top of that, after playing story mode, there's not much left to do. Like, there's no secret weapons or costumes. It's really just unlocking Orochi and then you've done it. I just wish there was something to do. Give me some secret weapons, costumes, extra stages, characters, etc. A majority of the characters are just unlocked naturally from playing the story. Why do you think I was done with this game after I got all the achievements? I feel like there's really no point in coming back to Warriors Orochi 1. You know, with the exception of writing a review for a month of Warriors Orochi videos. Now, let's talk about the smaller points to this game that I enjoyed. First off, I have to mention the gameplay. The reason why this title did so well is because it was fun. Nothing more, nothing less. The usual Warriors gameplay is here in all its greatness. This time we get to take 3 characters into a stage. As you are fighting using one character, your other 2 slowly heal up and restore Musou. This keeps things fresh while you're playing through various stages. They even make grinding out levels more fun because you now have a random button in your character select. I use this all the time, and I'm a firm believer that this button should exist in every Warriors game, no matter the size of the roster. We also get skills that can be used to increase your strength, give you a better horse, or increase your luck. I really enjoy the way that they're unlocked too. As you're playing with the wide variety of characters, you'll be given challenges to complete. These can range from just killing 60 enemies to taking out 8 enemy officers within 5 minutes without using Musou. Also, you have to be standing on your head and blindfolded. And as I said, we also get 2 new characters, Daji and Orochi. Honestly, these 2 characters are incredibly fun. You're probably seeing some Warriors Orochi 2 gameplay right now because, as I said, I don't have my old save file where everything was unlocked and maxed out. Man, I missed that file. But at least I can play these characters in the new games. Having new movesets to experience in these spin-offs is some of my favorite additions. This game also had the largest roster of any Warriors game up to this point. This would make it a slog to try to max out these characters, or even to get them up to a high enough level to bear through some of the later stages. But as I said, the grind is actually more fun in this game. Jumping into random stages with random characters, that was how I completed this game. Plus, after every stage you get a little bit of experience that you can share with some of your other characters. Why hasn't this been implemented in other Warriors games? Koei, I need answers! Alright, time to dig into the biggest fails this game achieves. Starting with the biggest fail ever. 3 words that I absolutely hate. Inverted camera control. Every time I go to move the camera, I forget that this game is inverted. I would fumble around on this right stick like a drunk on his way home from the midpoint of a binge in Purge. And even though the story is great and really creative, it lacks any sort of resolution. No matter which story you play through, you don't see a true ending to the turmoil caused by Orochi. You just watch Orochi fall, and the officers you've met throughout the playthrough of that faction's story say a few things about working together, and that's it. Ways is a bit different, but still not really any satisfying ending. I'd like to see them finish off Orochi and actually show them working together to rebuild the world for the better rather than just implying it. Orochi was a real threat, and you just overcame that. Show your characters celebrating their victory and what happened to them afterwards. We don't even know if they found a way to get back to their respective timelines. I feel like more could have been done to provide us with some sort of closure to the massive battle we had with this mystical enemy. An army of humans just took down a demon that bent the fabric of space and time to join some of the strongest armies together. Some of these characters grew because of their experiences, but we don't get to see the impact of that growth in the end. I just want more, and Orochi just dropped the ball. All in all, the first Warriors Orochi game is a great venture into a new series. I'm glad this didn't stay a one-off thing. All the new additions to the gameplay mechanics were very welcoming. I really like taking in a team of 3 officers and switching throughout the stage. Being able to select some of my favorite characters from Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors, along with the 2 new characters Daji and Orochi. And the story was really enjoyable too. That being said, there's not much to do after the story and unlocking all the characters. I remember unlocking Orochi as the final character and I was like, well, I guess I'll never play this game again. Boy, was I wrong. But seriously, I probably won't play this game again. It was fun while it lasted, but I have no want or need to come back to this game. But if you've never played it, I definitely recommend it. So in the end, the first Warriors Orochi game gets a 7.5 out of 10. Though I wouldn't say it's the greatest Warriors game out there, and honestly I'd probably prefer either Dynasty Warriors 5 or Samurai Warriors 2 over it, this made me interested in what could come from this crossover project. Like Musou Maze before, I'll be reviewing all 4 entries in the Orochi series. This is only the first, so make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications to be told when these videos are uploaded. While you're at it, give the video a like and comment below with your thoughts on the first Warriors Orochi. If you want to chat about this and many other things, you can join the Discord group as well. There's a link in the description. If you want to help this channel even further, you can join the Guild via Patreon, like these awesome people you're seeing on screen right now. You can get your name at the end of every single video for just $1 a month. Thanks for watching, everyone, and as always, I will see you all down in the comments.